Hello dear students, welcome once again to the computer class. So dear student, in your last class we have discussed about the different types of backup, how to take backup and where to take it, isn't it? Now in today's class we are going to discuss about hackers and crackers. If I am not wrong, I asked you all to find the meaning from internet, isn't it? The term hackers and crackers. I hope so most of you have done it and most of you have not thought it important to search. So whatever, it does not matter. Let's see what is written in your textbook. Hacker. Hacker is the term used for the computer enthusiast, that is a person who enjoys learning programming languages and computer systems and can often be considered as an expert on the subject. It means what? Here the term hacker is given as expert in different computer languages, okay, or expert in particular subject. Particular subject means particular field in computer, okay. So now cracker is the term used to refer to an individual who gains unauthorized access to a computer system for the purpose of stealing and corrupting the data. It means what? If someone access to your computer sitting from some other remote area, so what will happen? That person will be termed as cracker because he is gaining unauthorized access to your computer system. Unauthorized access means, dear student, without having your knowledge, okay, without asking your permission. If someone asks you to access your computer, he or she cannot be called as cracker. But if physically by sitting near your computer or by sitting somewhere from the remote part, if he or she access to your computer, then it will be called as cracker, or he or she will be called as cracker, okay. So we can understand that hacker, it means good term, cracker, it means bad term. Cracker gains unauthorized access to our computer system, okay dear student. But hacker, he is an expert in particular programming language. I hope so it is clear now to you. Now let's move on to our next part, that is information security provisions in e-commerce. E-commerce means, dear student, commerce means business, isn't it? Commerce means business. That is, what are the security that should be maintained while doing business over internet? So e-commerce is a term used for buying and selling products over the internet. So here the question may come, for question, what is e-commerce, or define e-commerce? You have to answer that e-commerce is the term used for buying and selling products over the internet, okay. So we all are familiar with it, isn't it? Day to day life, what we do, we order various things from online. Suppose, as for example, you take online shopping site, that is either this one Flipkart, or you can say eBay, then various are there, isn't it? Other lots of e-sites are there. So from the e-site, what we do, we purchase thing by looking the picture from our phone or from our computer, isn't it? They are, a particular company is set up on online, they are showing their product to us and we are buying their product, isn't it? So this process, they are selling and we are buying it, this process is called, dear student, e-commerce, okay. Now the information security system in e-commerce should meet the requirements. Privacy, so what are the things that should be maintained while doing transactions or business over e-commerce? Now privacy, no unauthorized person should be able to access the information. That means what? No unauthorized person. Unauthorized person means who is not authorized or who is not allowed to gain your information, to access your information. So privacy means something secret, okay. Next, authentication of sender and recipient. Both the sender and the recipient must prove their identities to each other. That means what? From whom we are buying the product, okay. We cannot buy our product online from some unreliable sources, okay, or unreliable persons or company, from the brand which we know, which we are familiar with it, okay, which we are used to with it, purchase our product from that particular brand or you can say organization. But what happen if that particular organization is new to us? We have doubt to purchase it, isn't it? It means what? If that particular organization is or company is not giving their full identity to us, then we have a doubt regarding the purchase of their product. So same way, from where we are purchasing it, they should provide their complete details to us. Okay, then only we will be 100% reliable on them. And same way, to whom they are selling the product, they are selling the product to their customers, so they should know the complete identity of the customers, that what is the address of the customer, residential address of the customer, from which part of India do they belong, either they are male or female, isn't it? Then at what age do they belong, what is their contact details, everything. Okay, that means what? You should provide your complete details to them. We should not hide anything, and even they should also not hide anything to us. Now, integrity and non-repudiation. The information must not be tampered with, and there should be a proof that the information is intact. It means what? Whatever information they have provided at the time of selling and we have provided at the time of purchasing, that particular information should not be tampered. Tampered means at later on it should not be changed. Okay, so such things should be maintained, such security should be maintained. Now let's move to our next page, that is page number 241, sorry, 242. Yes, student, in our next page, what it is written, secure sockets layer, that is SSL. Mark this line. What is the full form of SSL? You have to write that secure sockets layer is a protocol. Protocol means it is a set of rules. So in our class 9, I think so, if I'm not wrong, we have learned what are protocols, isn't it? Protocols are the set of rules that is used to govern the internet. So protocol is a set of rules used for, it is a protocol used for secure data transmission across a network. It is an integrated part of most web browsers and web servers. It plays a very important role in the e-commerce activity on the web. SSL makes use of the following. So what are the following things SSL makes use of? Number 1, public and private key encryption. It means what? Let us read. Privacy of information is handled by encryption. Privacy of information means whatever data you have submitted to them, that will be handled by encryption. Now what is encryption? Underline this term. Encryption is the process of converting data into a code so that unauthorized users cannot read it. It means what? Here first of all I'd like to say that you underline this part, because here the question comes, what is encryption? Okay, 1 mark answer. So answer will be, encryption is the process of converting data into a code so that unauthorized users cannot read it. It means what, dear student? It is nothing but very simple. Suppose as for example I tell you, what is your name? You will reply me that my name is Mohan or Misha. That particular line, my name is Misha, that particular line will be converted into a code. Okay, suppose you can say 0001 or 123 like this, some sort of code it will be converted into. So after that particular line is converted into some sort of code, the third person, he or she can't read that code. Okay, so if that person cannot read that code, it cannot trace the meaning of it, isn't it? So in this way the users, or you can say customers, information can be protected. Okay, now decryption, underline this one also. From here also 1 more question it comes. Decryption is the process of converting encrypted data into a human readable format. This method works by creating a set of 2 different keys called a key pair. It means what? Decryption is nothing but it is the opposite of encryption. In encryption, what the computer does, the computer converts the readable data into a code, and in decryption what it does, it converts the code into a readable format. Okay, vice versa, one is opposite to the other. This method works by creating a set of 2 different keys called a key pair. While one of the 2 keys is used to encrypt and other used to decrypt it, The two keys in the key pair are as follows. What are the two keys that we have discussed now? One is private key and other one is public key. Now what is private key? Only the owner knows the private key. Private key is only known to the owner. And public key, it is distributed to any user who requests this. Whoever requests this key, it is distributed to them. Okay. Now comes to digital certificate. Digital certificate is not any kind of certificate that we get after winning any event. Now what is it? Underline this one also. It is also a very important question. What is digital certificate? So what will be the answer? A digital certificate is a kind of digital code or credential that authenticates the identity of the server. It is signed by the independent, recognized and mutually trusted third party to ensure its validity. The signer of the digital certificate is known as the certificate authority, that is CA. Some of the examples of certificate authorities are VeriSign, Forte, DigiCert, Comodo, then so on. A digital certificate typically includes the following information regarding its owner and the CA that issues it: the name of the owner, its email address, and the URL of the web server using the certificate. The owner's public key. The public key can be used to encrypt sensitive information for the certificate holder. The name of the CA that issues the certificate, a serial number. Then the validity of the certificate. Validity period means a start and the end period. The digital signature of the CA so that any tampering with the consent is easily detected. That means what? This certificate is provided to the particular organization or company who are doing online business, okay, online trade, so that their information will not be leaked out. It will be protected, it will be kept safely. No one can access their information, okay. Whatever information they have, it cannot be accessed by any third party. So who ensures this? It is ensured by the digital certificate. Okay, dear student. For today's video, let it be up to there. So I would like to request you, whatever answers I said you to mark down or to write it, you please do write at your computer copy. Okay, here are lots of short questions you can come through. Suppose first, what I said, what is the full form of SSL? Then in the earlier page you will get, not earlier page, in the same page you will be getting what is digital certificate. Okay, then what is encryption and what is decryption? Two separate answer you write it. What is encryption? And another question, what is decryption? Okay, one mark. These all questions are of 1 mark and these all are very much important. So hope so in this way we will discuss a little bit and go on writing the question and answer. Okay, so in this way we can slowly and gradually complete the chapter. Thank you.